Let's talk about communities, especially those on Facebook. I had the privilege of interviewing Kim Cullen, who's an incredible strategist for Facebook and all types of communities for business. She doubled a client's Facebook group, members, and engagement rates in less than 1 month, and she grew yet another client's Facebook group from 0 to 903 active members by focusing on a human centric approach, which resulted in increased engagement by over 20,000%. She also has an amazing podcast and a fantastic case study. We will link to those beneath this video, above this video, or at rachelpedersen.com/podcast. Kim is an amazing member of my mentorship and mastermind for freelancers, the Social Click, which you can learn more about in the same place I just mentioned. Let's dive on into this interview. Kim, I am so excited that you're here today. Welcome.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Beautiful. So, we've been talking a little bit even before this interview about community. We've talked about community over the years quite a bit. What do you think is one of the biggest myths that people believe when it comes to building a community around their business or brand?
Oh, you asked, that's a really good question because there's so many myths.
We could dive
But the
into a bunch of them. Go for it.
one, I'll start off with the one that comes up quite often, and that is genuinely, but I haven't got a product or a service yet. How do I build this community? Before I've even got anything processed or I haven't built anything. Now, the truth is that community will help you build that product or service. They are your ideal client, ideal customer. Now, what better way to build that than to go to their needs? Take them on the journey with you, be completely transparent with them, be honest with them, share your struggles with them, share your successes with them. And even the simplest things of like, hey guys, what do you think of this cover photo? What do you think of this cover photo? Which one would you prefer for a lead magnet? So yeah, I get that question quite a lot. It's like, but I haven't got anything to give. And I believe that you can start that community before you have anything, really.
I totally want to double down on what you just said because that's actually one of the big pieces to my journey in one of my businesses was starting a community. And I started a community long before I had anything to offer.
Yeah.
And I 0% regret it. I really truly do. Um, what about the people who say it's too late to build a community around Facebook, around Circle, around whatever platform is their platform of choice for community? It's too late. It's already saturated.
Okay, it's no, we all know there's thousands of Facebook groups out there, for example. I mean thousands.
Mhm.
The trick, I think is the right way to say, is to stand out. Now, anyone can build a Facebook group. You can build one in 3-4 minutes, done. But how you put your values in there, how you put your branding in there, how you show up in there, that's what makes a community. It's not just people in a group, it's not just people on a platform. The community comes from you leading them, I guess is probably the right way, and them talking to each other. It's never too late to build that community. If you're a six-figure earner or if you're just starting out, a community is always going to have your back. It's a bit like a bouncer, I guess, the community will protect you,
Yes.
and again, like, community is not just about like selling things. It's not about just being there. A community is there to support you. It's build. You can build two types of communities. You can build a community along with being profitable, which is
Mhm.
amazing, but you can also have a community just for that support, which I know myself. So I don't think you can ever be too late to build a community, ever.
I actually really truly agree. I think I have a lot of communities built. I want to say I probably have like 17, and at any given time, at least 7 of them are active. And then we use the other ones for different seasons. And it's nice to always be able to just pop in there and be like, oh, yeah, we have that community, and let's re-engage and connect.
Absolutely.
One of the things too that I want to point out, and I think this is pretty big, and a lot of people don't realize this, on social media, it's easy for people to see your content and kind of like forget who you are or forget about you until they see you again. But a community is a really great place to build kind of that first 100 or 1,000 raving fans for your brand. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. A community is how people will know you, like it's, I mean, like go back to what you were saying about you've built 17 communities or 7. You've grown your community is amazing. I know, I stalk you, I still do. And I love it. Put a lot of effort in that over the times.
Mhm.
People never forget your community, and if you're not, even if you're not showing up, I'm not saying you should never show up, that's not the
Mhm.
point, but if you don't, we all know we get mixed up in the like say Facebook feed. I mean, like, we don't know what's going on from yesterday till tomorrow. But everybody will remember your Facebook group or your community that you've built on, say, Kajabi or something like that. They will know you for that. People tend to know me as somebody who knows about communities and my Facebook group. People are starting to know me. Oh yeah, you on that Facebook group. I'm like, I do, yes.
I love
But
that.
I've built that over the last years. I've built that, and that was my aim. One of my goals, was to people knew that they had somewhere to go to.
Yeah.
And now my group, I love my group. I genuinely love every single person in there. But they also help each other now as well. So I don't need to be in there 24/7,
Yes.
which is great. I mean, we can't be in there 24/7. So, but yeah, absolutely.
I loved what you shared about people start to kind of know you for your Facebook groups, and I have just one story I want to share about that. I have one group that is pretty large. It's a large community called Become a Social Media Manager, and you know this one. And one time I saw a conversation going on with 2 people, one who is my husband's cousin's kid, and someone that I knew as a child. And they were conversing. They were like, yeah, you should follow this girl. She's really great. She shares lots. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I know you guys. Like, I'm distantly related to you and I grew up with you. And they were like, no way. That's crazy. Like, they knew me more for the group than they did for like our memories together. So,
Yeah.
what you're saying is so true. Okay, so there are a lot of people who have communities that they have completely abandoned or let go or neglected, and that's totally normal. It happens, especially when you don't have sustained support. What advice do you have for someone whose community is just what now?
Okay, I love that. And like you said, it happens. It can happen. It could happen from the lack of time, the lack of support, or just can't be bothered with it anymore. We're all human. It happens. But my advice would be to try again.
Yeah.
Okay, go back. Don't completely find out if you need it, if you want a community first.
Mhm.
Because some people don't want a community, and that's okay. That's totally okay. But go right back to your roots and say, right, why do I want a community? Who do I want in my community? My goals. Do all the boring stuff, okay? Right, do the housework before you get in there. And if it's still something you want in either your life or your business or both, then try again. Go in, be completely honest with them and say, hey, hands up, I haven't been in here or whatever, and start building that engagement back up again. Start building that trust up,
Yep.
Give it a good, I always say, like 90 days, you'll know if a strategy is working or not. Give it 90 days, and then if it's still like dead or completely not doing it, just start again. There's nothing wrong with starting a new Facebook group, or I keep going back to Facebook groups, but there's so many places you can build a community. But yeah, then change. But I would definitely go back into it, start engaging. Again, it's that honesty, and it is getting harder and harder to be seen, especially on Facebook. But if your group is engaged, you will be seen. There's no doubt about that, so make sure that you're honest with them, and if people leave, that's okay. They weren't the right fit for your group anyway.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
Now, what kind of results do you see for people with, and I want to highlight one key distinction here, with a great community strategy? What kind of results do you see, whether they're doing like a launch or they're selling their products? What can that look like?
That can look amazing. I've been on both ends of that. I've been in some incredible communities. I'm not just part as a member, but part as building that strategy with them. Now, I find with the communities that you do less launching, which I can get a bit stressed out with launching constantly. So I found with the community that the know, the like, and the trust is built already. So you can sell easier, and it's not sticky and icky selling. They've come on that journey with you. I've seen people gone from the no sales whatsoever to their very first sales. A mum, she was amazing, so nervous, and she got her first sale, and we celebrated so hard.
Yes.
And she's flying, she's got a physical product. So I've also seen it in services, people's we can lead people to webinars, trainings, but it's also important to remember that not all direct sales come from that community. Like I said, we can take people through to a webinar or to a training, and then the sales come, or somebody in that community might know somebody who wants something. And I think that's important, because there is a lot of people who think, right, build community, I'm making money tomorrow. It doesn't happen like that. You have to be true to yourself and think, like, I want to help these people. I don't want to just constantly sell to them. And then the magic genuinely happens.
I love
I
that.
hope that answered your question.
Totally. Okay, this has been amazing. Kim, for people who want to learn more, by the way, you also do community management and strategy for business owners, group owners, all of the above, right?
I do, yes.
For people for people who want to learn more about you, where is the easiest place for them to find you?
I'd love for you to find me on Facebook. My profile is public, so it's just Kim Cullen. It's me profile, pretty easy to find.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, more than I'd love you to message me, say hi, ask me anything you want. So yeah, that'll be the easiest way.
And you also have a new podcast, as well as an amazing uh, tons of value inside of a free resource. So we're going to link to that either above this video, below this video, or if you're listening on the podcast at rachelpedersen.com/podcast. Kim, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
We'll catch you all later. Bye for now.